Chill and Learn English podcast. Learn English the chill and easy way.
Alex, I've been feeling so distracted lately. It's like my brain just can't focus anymore.
Same here, May. I feel like my attention span has totally disappeared. And don't even get me started on how anxious I've been feeling.
Right? It's like I'm constantly stressed out. But I don't even know why half the time.
Honestly, I think a big part of it is social media. The constant notifications, endless scrolling, and pressure to keep up. It's draining.
You're so right, Alex. It's like social media has hijacked our minds. It's no longer just about staying connected. It's about keeping up with this unrealistic, fast-paced world. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Chill and Learn English podcast. I'm May.
And I'm Alex. Thanks for tuning in today. If you've ever felt like social media is taking over your life, this episode is for you. We're diving into the negative impacts of social media and how it affects our mental health, focus, and overall well-being. So, May, what's one way social media has impacted you?
Well, Alex, one of the biggest issues for me is how it affects mental health. Constantly seeing other people's highlight reels can make us feel like we're not doing enough or that our lives aren't as exciting. What about you? What stands out to you?
I agree, May. The comparison game is tough. Another issue that comes to mind is how social media can harm our concentration. We're always getting notifications, scrolling through feeds, and switching between apps. It's like our attention spans are shrinking, and that makes it harder to focus on important tasks.
Absolutely, Alex. It's so easy to lose track of time while scrolling. Speaking of that, here's a question for our listeners. How often do you find yourself checking social media when you should be focusing on something else? Let us know in the comments.
That's a great question, May. And let's not forget the addictive nature of social media. These platforms are designed to keep us engaged, with endless content and notifications. Over time, this can create a cycle where we feel like we can't disconnect. Have you ever felt that way, May?
Definitely, Alex. There have been times when I've told myself I'd just check one thing, and before I knew it, an hour had passed. It's so easy to get caught up. And it's not just about time. It can also impact our sleep. Many people use their phones late at night, which can disrupt their sleep patterns. Have you experienced that?
I have, May. Using my phone before bed definitely makes it harder to fall asleep. The blue light and constant stimulation keep my brain active when it should be winding down. And poor sleep can lead to other problems, like difficulty concentrating during the day. To our listeners, do you use social media before bed? How does it affect your sleep? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
That's such an important point, Alex. And then there's the issue of online negativity. Social media can be a breeding ground for arguments, bullying, and unrealistic expectations. Constant exposure to these things can take a toll on our mental well-being.
Exactly, May. The pressure to present a perfect image online can be overwhelming. People feel the need to edit their photos, curate their posts, and seek validation through likes and comments. Over time, this can lead to anxiety and low self-esteem.
It's a vicious cycle, Alex. And the worst part is that social media can sometimes make us feel lonelier, even though it's meant to connect us. We might spend hours interacting online, but still feel disconnected from real-life relationships.
That's so true, May. Real-life connections are so important, and social media often takes time away from those moments. So, to our listeners, what's your relationship with social media like? Do you think it's helping you, or do you find it overwhelming? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, we'd love to hear your thoughts. And you know, Alex, I've been reading about why social media is so addictive. Scientists have found that it activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, the same chemical associated with pleasure and addiction. Every time we get a like, comment, or notification, our brains get a small hit of dopamine, making us want more.
That's fascinating, May. And it makes sense why it's so hard to stop scrolling. These platforms are intentionally designed to keep us engaged. For example, the infinite scrolling feature gives us a constant stream of content, making it hard to find a stopping point. It's like we're searching for the next reward, even if it never comes.
Exactly, Alex. And then there's the variable reward system. This means that we don't know when we'll see something exciting or rewarding, like a funny meme or an interesting post. This unpredictability keeps us hooked, just like a slot machine in a casino.
That's a great point, May. And let's not forget about social validation. Humans are social creatures, and we crave acceptance and recognition. When we get likes or comments, it feels like social approval, which reinforces our behavior and keeps us coming back for more.
Absolutely, Alex. But the problem is that this constant search for validation can make us overly dependent on external approval. Instead of focusing on our own happiness and goals, we start seeking validation from others, which can harm our self-esteem over time.
That's so true, May. And then there's the fear of missing out, or FOMO. Social media shows us what others are doing, and it's easy to feel like we're missing out on fun, success, or opportunities. This fear keeps us glued to our screens, even when we know it's not healthy.
Exactly, Alex. It's like a cycle that's hard to break. And to our listeners, have you ever felt addicted to social media? What triggers keep you coming back? Share your thoughts with us in the comments.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. And before we wrap up, let's talk about a few ways to manage social media use. One tip is setting boundaries, like limiting your screen time or turning off notifications. What do you think, May?
That's a great idea, Alex. Another strategy is to take regular breaks from social media. Unplugging for even a day can help reset your mind and focus. And don't forget to spend more time on activities that bring you joy away from the screen, like reading, exercising, or spending time with loved ones.
Absolutely, May. Another useful tip is to curate your feed. Follow accounts that inspire you, make you happy, or add value to your life. And don't hesitate to unfollow or mute accounts that trigger negative feelings.
That's so important, Alex. It's all about finding balance and making social media work for you, not the other way around. To our listeners, what's one thing you do to manage your social media use? Share your tips with us in the comments.
Yes, let's learn from each other.
Attention span means the length of time a person can concentrate on a task without becoming distracted. For example, social media can shorten our attention span due to constant notifications.
Scroll means to move text, images, or information up or down on a screen to view different parts of it. For example, she spent hours scrolling through her social media feed.
Drain means to deplete or use up energy, resources, or strength. For example, constant multitasking can drain your mental energy.
Hijack means to take control of something for a different purpose, often without permission. For example, notifications can hijack your focus, pulling you away from important tasks.
Stimulation means the action of encouraging interest, excitement, or activity in the mind or body. For example, too much digital stimulation can overwhelm the brain.
Exposure means the state of being subjected to or experiencing something, often repeatedly or over time. For example, excessive exposure to negative news can affect mental health.
Take a toll on something means to have a negative effect or cause harm over time. For example, lack of sleep can take a toll on your productivity and mood.
Vicious means deliberately cruel, harmful, or dangerous, often used to describe harmful cycles or behavior. For example, procrastination can lead to a vicious cycle of stress and regret.
Dopamine means a chemical in the brain that plays a role in pleasure, motivation, and reward. For example, social media likes release dopamine, making the platform addictive.
Social validation means the need for approval or acceptance from others, often through social interactions or feedback. For example, posting photos online for likes is a way many people seek social validation.
Curate means to carefully select and organize content or items for presentation. For example, she curated her Instagram feed to reflect her minimalist lifestyle.
And before we go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. We're here every week to help you explore important topics while improving your English.
And if you enjoyed today's conversation, give us a thumbs up and share this podcast with your friends. Let's keep this dialogue going and support each other in building healthier habits.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. Remember, social media can be a tool, but it's up to us to use it wisely. Until next time, stay mindful, keep practicing your English, and take care of yourself.
Bye for now. And don't forget, small changes can lead to big improvements. See you next time on the Chill and Learn English podcast.